Okay.
Mm.
So whatever we done yesterday, I will give you a most important brief of calendar only. With these conditions we have, I will create a calendar within 5 minutes. So you can keep on tracking or keep revision because calendar is the most important thing we have.
Exactly.
Okay, so we have whatever the conditions are. Sunday to Friday is our working days here. Saturday is our week off. Our working times start from morning 8 a.m. and it is giving us like 10 hours a day is our timing. So if 10 hours per day is our timing, that means from 8 to 6 p.m. But in between 1 hour is a lunch time, so we required 11 hours. So from morning 8 to evening 7 p.m. this becomes 11 hours, and in between 1 hour is the lunch time, that becomes 10 hours a day our working time.
Correct.
9th December is our half day, so this will becomes as an exception, and these four are the holidays we have to mention on the calendar.
Yes, yes.
So go to the Primavera, go to Enterprise tab,
So
select the
December 15th is a half day. So in between project on the moon, that time also in between can we apply?
yes,
No,
you can.
it will not affect the schedule. No,
No, it will affect the schedule, no?
no,
Otherwise, what is the role of changing?
no, I am not talking that. Whatever the activities we performed based on the previous calendar
Yes.
will not be a conflict. Let me say
No,
that.
no any conflict, but that will change the dates according to the
Exactly.
variation in hours.
Because those kind of half day or sometime yearly to over 1 hour, nobody can predict it before.
Exactly.
It is on actual basis. It will
Exactly.
go. Okay.
That will becomes.
Okay.
When we update the project, we will consider those things
So
also.
after that F5 refresh, it will take into the.
Exactly. It
Okay.
will refresh accordingly.
Okay.
So go back to the calendar. Let's say we will start to create. Just add. Click on selection. Just keep it try.
Mm.
Go to modify. First total work hours per day. Go to the work week directly, and we required from Monday to Sunday.
Mm.
Saturday is our work week off.
Uh-huh.
0. This becomes okay. Now detailed work hours again work week from Monday to Friday and Sunday.
Mm.
Select all those. Go to non-work from morning 8 to evening 6, 7. This becomes 11 hours work. Now in between 13 to 14 this becomes non-work.
Uh-huh.
So 5 hours, or we can say 5 hours before lunch and 5 hours after lunch. So this
Yes.
becomes total 10 hours.
Yes.
Give it okay. Now go to the time period. 10 hours a day, 6 days, this becomes 60 a week. 26 days, this becomes 260 per month, and 260 into 12, this becomes 3120.
Okay.
Now we give it okay. Now what about December? On 9th of December, here we have a condition as a half day.
Mm.
So on 9th of December, let's say we are working before lunch only. So after lunch time, select all the cells and give it non-work. So this will become a half day as exception day.
Yeah.
Other than this, we have 25th of December as a non-working day, and we are in November month. So that means we are planning for future. So after this, we go to the January. Let's say 26th of January as a non-work. We go to, I think so, 15th of August non-work. We go to 2nd of October as a non-work, and again let's say 25th of December in this year 2023 also non-work. Like this you can select the holidays and exceptions other than regular calendar hours. Now give it okay. So after creating the calendar, as I told you earlier,
Okay.
try to recheck it.
Okay.
Just select, go to modify and check like 7, this become 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours. That means everything is
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Go to the detailed also. If there is any variation, you can analyze.
Mm.
Just select all the days. No any variation happens, that means your calendar is perfect now. Now you can go on. This is the most important thing of your initial planning.
Mm.
Okay. Now after this, whatever we discussed, we just learned that how we can start a new project, how we can assign the calendar to project, how we can create WBS elements of the specific project. These things we learned. Now we will open the same project again, and we created the WBS as like this. Now after the WBS, it will becomes activities. We have to create our task under WBS.
Yes.
Now suppose, let's say we have a landscaping work. For landscaping, suppose you have to define three type of tasks.
Acha, here let me ask one
Yes,
thing.
please.
Like our schedule should be aligned with our budget. Not only for the scheduled progress, we have to see the payment milestone for the company, PC company, that is, they focus more on the budget than the scheduled progress. So because they have to get the payment in time. So what are the elements we have to consider while setting up the milestone and schedule and WBS work package, which is to be aligned with our budgeted thing. So, for my knowledge base only I am asking because that is more important.
That is called cash flow.
Cash flow. Let us say cash flow.
Okay, you want to know that in every month how much amount you required, so that you
Enough.
can continue our work.
Correct.
That is called cash flow.
Yeah.
In a-
Cash flow is right.
Exactly.
Mm.
This we will learn while we export our data from Primavera and while we creating our S curves.
No, that is later stage, that is our reporting part. I am talking in the sense of establishing the WBS, sub WBS.
Budgeting you cannot consider before resources.
Okay.
When resource will come, then the budgeting part only will
How
come.
much payment milestone that client set up on this project, we need to see, accordingly we have to provide the scheduled milestone also. Or I am incorrect to say. So these
Milestones are
just-
activities.
Ah.
Activities have types,
Ah,
like task dependent activities or milestone activities.
milestone.
Milestone activities means they are no any task. These are only the representation, so that will be a mark on the Gantt chart also. It will represent the starting point or end point for any specific time.
No, that is there, that I understand. For the Primavera software perspective, it is just a 0 day. It is, but there are a set of activities to be performed to accomplish, to reach that respective milestone. So, in
As what you created here, you have created the WBSs. As we discussed on the very first lecture right over there, that we consider WBS are as a work package.
well,
Now-
that we can,
Now
no
in
problem.
landscaping, whatever the task we have to do to complete the landscaping work, that means this is all consider at a one. This is called our work package as a landscaping. So let's say first we have to remove the old tiles, then we have to level our land, then we have to, let's say, lay the new tiles over there. So these three tasks we have to perform. After the finishing of these three, that means our landscaping work will finish. The thing is,
Yes.
so after finishing the last activity under landscaping, you can mention an additional activity and take that activity as a milestone. Specify that activity as a milestone type. Then when you reach that milestone, that means your landscaping work complete. Like this you can consider, you can mention, you can insert an activity at after what interval or after how much work you want to mention it on the Gantt chart, on the tabular data, that up to this point this much percentage of work you will complete. This is going to be like this. Okay, you will get an idea when we started. You will get an idea.
Okay.
Like under renovation of residential building, first one is exterior, second one is interior. Let's say I selected this renovation of residential building and I want to add an activity. First thing, you have to be there at the activities page.
Okay.
After this, either you can right click and click on this add option.
So there are is
Exactly. Or you can click on this one, or you can use with the insert button on the keyboard. These three options we have, like same as WBS.
Okay.
So just right click and add an activity just above this one, and let's say we consider this one as SOP, start of project. Now we have added an activity. This is having some duration, or you can change any duration whatever you required for an activity, but this SOP means we required a milestone, not any task activity, so that it will mark as a, like, at this point we started our project.
That's a milestone.
That's a milestone, start of project. So how you can do, as I said, this is an activity, but this activity type is task dependent. If activity is task dependent, that means there has to be a task to perform. If there is any task to perform, that will take some time. That's why there is a duration. So select the activity, go to activity detail window. First tab is general. In general tab, you will find activity type. Under activity type, this is a task dependent. This is default activity type. Under this, you will find start milestone. Select this one. Whenever you select any start or finish milestone, the duration automatically becomes 0,
Yes.
because this is only a marking. This is only a
Correct.
representation. So whenever you required to mention a milestone, you can add an activity and you can change its type as a start or as a finish according to the requirement. Now under landscaping, after starting, suppose we go to the exterior part, and for the landscaping work we add three activities what we discussed right now. Suppose at first we, what we do, remove old tiles, we just random. The second one is leveling, third one is lay new tiles. Suppose in removing all tiles it will take 3 days. For leveling it will take 4 days. For lay new tiles it will take 7 days. Now here you can add an activity, you can rename it, you can specify the duration of it. The duration you can define according to your experience or according to your expertise or according to your team discussion.
That is the question I wanted to ask next. How we can decide how many days it will take? For some activity, I know what I have seen, what I have experienced, what I did. But do you know activity comes and how we predict that, how many days it will take, and how many results we have?
Actually, the thing is, you cannot predict 100% of activities duration on your own.
Okay.
That will be going to be a teamwork.
That should be, but for some organization, people are not much cooperative. Even if they don't know, they don't tell. Even if maybe they don't know, so they pretend to be reacting, saying that okay, you manage, it is your work, you manage by yourself. होता है practical में I must project में भी मैं schedule बनाता हूँ, and I can show you that very detailed, more than thousands of activity. But this kind of precise schedule cannot be made on MS budget because it is different way it is made. So I am doing this whole job, but practically So some people perceive that it is your job, planning job, you take care. My job is construction execution, so you take. And from the management, maybe they also not much knowing about the input given by the execution, by the engineering, procurement team. They are thinking that it's a planning job. So no support or that much support we may not get from the management. So I have faced this all.
But the problem is this, that depends only on the experience or expertise. There
Experience.
is nothing else you can consider. There is no any thumb rule you will follow for any duration and all. There is nothing. Only the thing is you can try to take an idea from the tender document that whole project you have to complete within 3 years. Then other activities duration you already mentioned. Now take any tentative idea for that and schedule your project. Then check how much duration it will come. Then accordingly you can manage the duration of those activities. Like you can say hit and trial method.
But that is not.
There is nothing
The
thumb rule.
efficiency will not give the hit and trial method.
Hit and trial, because when you do similar type of second project, then you will get the idea.
Easier because
That is why this is consider that every time if you want to specify the durations, you have to discuss with the expertise.
Okay.
Expert candidates, only those will provide you the detailed perspective.
That is true.
Otherwise there is no any theoretical or thumb rule for the duration. Nothing is there.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, there is no one.
Nobody
So,
can.
nobody can 100% activities experience and all. No, nobody can.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
if we do.
suppose he is working on building constructions since last 20 years. That means he know all the activities tasks. So he will give an idea that column concreting of 10-story buildings, how much time it will take, because he keep on checking all these since last 20 years. So he will give you the idea.
Okay.
That is called the expertise, or we can say experience.
Yes, correct. So let me put like that: activity duration,
Yes.
team discussion.
Team discussion. Because when we do the software, the planning on softwares, before that we have to make some rough idea on paper discussion with the team members. That is called the table discussion. With pen and paper, we have to discuss with the guys. Like there is a structure engineer, there is a service engineer, like MEP guy is there, who is going to work on HVAC engineer, plumbing engineer, firefighting engineer, structure engineer, civil engineer, and architect, planning engineer. Everybody is there on that table. Only then you can consider all those things.
So before we come to the Primavera, so we should have a Excel file.
You should have Excel file or either pen or paper to define the work package, or you can say the WBS according to software.
Okay.
To create all these.
Okay.
Because you have the idea from tender document, you have the expert members with you, then after according to the total time duration, you will get an idea with the team members how we can go through from starting to end.
Even contract document also I have seen that even domain expert people also not understanding the scope.
Exactly.
I have even domain expert people also even 70% they don't understand. But when the project is on move and then the insight will come that okay, this is talking about that, this is talking about. I have seen even that even 20 year, 25 year, 30 year people also many times they are stupid people.
That is the main reason why industry is changing the conditions. These are the reasons. Like you will see, like right now they are asking only about the Primavera knowledge. But after 3 to 5 years, maximum 3 to 5 years, they will require minimum PMP certified candidates. Definitely,
But,
within 3 to 5 years.
I am also PMP certified, but it is no use at all. That is only applicable to IT industry. And some of the oil and gas industry, very rarely in the Middle East.
That is having the 3T
So I am PMP certified only last month only.
Last
September,
month.
September only.
Okay.
September was speaking. I did lot of effort for clearing this one.
Okay.
For coaching purpose, I went to 2 3 institute.
Okay.
But still I was scared because the exam fee itself is 50,000, 55,000. It's a big amount.
Exactly.
So everyone will think 10 times before they go for exam. So even I did the same.
Exactly.
So I had 2 3 coaching for the PMP.
Okay.
Even I can tell you which are the things. Finally in the September 1st, I gave the exam and the first chance I got cleared.
Great.
So in the oil and gas EPC industry, I have seen, but after that, it is not much required. In the IT industry, software related project manager, for them it is mandatory, like ITIL certification, CCNA.
But some Western countries
Western
specifically are
countries,
asking.
yeah, they are asking.
They are asking about this.
They are asking.
Without this, they will not entertain.
But once you got certified, and again you are in big trouble. The reason is that for renewal you have to do
Every 3 years.
every 3 years. Lot of coaching is required. Then you need to go for another training. So it's all they are making money. Otherwise, we are just upgrading knowledge, but that knowledge itself is not being utilized on the respective companies or project. I have seen that.
Okay. So which institutes you joined for to learn these things?
Koinik in Motinagar, they are very popular and they give a lot of training.
Okay.
Koinik, they are that one. When one is called I did a Six Sigma green belt and then PB coaching. It was in Okala, one of the what is the name? I can tell from
In
here.
Okla.
Nah, in Okla.
Okay. So
I can tell from here. They also give a lot of certification.
okay.
And that was number 2. One more I went. Three different time I went.
So you joined permanent of doing all the things in 3 centers.
3 centuries. Oh, so it's a 40 hours PDUs, na?
Yes.
So these 40 hours I did from 3 different institutes.
Okay. In total 40 hours. They
Total
required
40.
only 35 hours.
35 hours. 30 hours. Some are giving 40 hours. Only we require 30 hours.
35 hours.
35 hours. And but that was first one is my knowledge building. Okay. Second is for this purpose. So even if I am not going for exam, still I have to build the knowledge.
Exactly.
So I need. So I did that.
And how much fees you paid for the PMP?
PMB it is 55,000 something.
Oh, yeah. Right now dollar is
Dollar
like playing.
55,000.
Exactly.
Now it is more, almost 60,000 it is now as per today.
Okay, so have you write it down like activities what you are writing?
Yes.
Activity duration and all.
It is my self. I recall it only. I just like that.
Okay.
Yes, I am writing.
So, like we have completed these tasks. Let's say after completion of these, that means landscaping work will complete. So what we want to add one more activity here. This one, and we say finish of landscaping work. We have added an activity here. Now this is also work as a milestone. This is the start milestone, but this one is as a finish milestone. So select the activity, change the activity type to finish milestone. This will becomes again the 0. Now whenever we add an activity, there is nothing happen in the Gantt chart.
Yeah.
So what you can do, you can move your cursor here and double tap. Double click.
Double click.
Yes.
Okay.
So it will zoom and fit this data on your screen.
Okay.
Now the time scale work.
Ah.
This is divided in quarter per month,
Ah.
but our data is
Day,
less,
yes.
like 3, 4, or 7 days.
Ah.
That means we have to change the time scale to
Ah.
see it in better way.
ठीक है.
So what you can do,
Hmm.
you can right click on the Gantt chart,
Ah.
and there is a option becomes time scale.
Ah.
Select this time scale option. This will open time
Oh.
scale.
Ah.
Now here check quarter per month.
Ah.
Change this one to week per day.
Okay.
Give it apply. Okay. Now you can check.
Okay, it is
Now
in daily basis.
exactly week per day.
Ah.
Now move your cursor like this one. This is there. This cursor change into lens.
Ah.
If you press and hold the left mouse key, like in here, if you press and hold and drag the mouse, this will zoom in or zoom out.
Okay.
If you move your cursor in the above row, in this one, this will change into finger.
Yeah.
Now click and drag like this.
Okay.
So this will become as a zoom in, zoom out, and this will become as a drag. So you can do like this. Now you can check these three activities you mentioned.
Let me ask one question.
Yes.
Like at the present condition, there is a gap here.
Yes.
So when we print in the PDF,
Yes.
the Gantt chart will take to this close to here, or that will remain same in the printing.
Actually, while converting it into PDF or in printing, there is an option to set your time scale.
Okay.
So if you select the exact date, so this will becomes here. If you select the date as 25th
Yeah,
October,
yeah,
this will
yeah,
become
yeah,
like this one.
yeah.
So according to the time scale data, it will check.
Oh,
It will
okay.
take the value.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. This we can say this symbol represents the milestone. This brick or whatever the shape is, this brick will represent the milestone. These are the task dependent activities. This will take as a green color because currently we don't have any relationship between these activities. Now these activities we have mentioned, all the activities you can write like start days will be the same for all these because there is no any relationship. First you have to define the relationship between activities. So in Primavera we have four types of relationship. We have four types of relationships in Primavera. First one is called FS. FS means finish to start. Second one is SS. That means start to start.
Okay.
Third one is FF. That means finish to finish.
Yeah.
And fourth one is SF. That is start to finish. These four types of relationships we have in project management, whatever the software is, either in MSP, Primavera, or anywhere. We have these four types of relationship. So finish to start means one should complete it, then after B will start. So to start this activity, first there is a condition to finish the A. Only after you will start. SS means both activities will start simultaneously at the same day, but there is no any condition for the finishing. There that may be vary. FF means both activities will finish on same instant, same day. There is no any condition for the starting. Start to finish means if there are two activities, first one is A, second one is B. So to start the A activity, there is a condition: first finish the B, then you can start the A.
Start to finish. Start to.
First one start is depend on the finishing of second. This is called awkward relationship. This you can use in IT industries and all, but in construction industries or oil and gas or defense and all, you will use these two most important activities: finish to start and start to start.
So mostly the fourth case what I do is that I will make a B
As a first
first
and A as a
activity, A
second.
as a second
Exactly.
activity.
That is all.
Hmm.
So we have to learn the basic perspective. Like we said that A and B while start to start, those will start on the same day. But the condition is this: according to this relationship, if A will not start, then B will also not start. You cannot start B activity before A activity. Start to start means first you will start the A, then B will also start. But if due to any reason A will not start, B will also not start. This is what start to start means. Like both will start on the same day, but not the very same instance. Okay. Now there are two terms. First one is lag, second one is lead.
Hmm.
These we will run. I will give you a condition so that we can consider. Suppose we have six number of activities. Okay. These six activities having a duration in days, like 5 days, 4 days, and all, and having some predecessors. A, B, and C doesn't have any predecessor. That means that will those activities not depend on any activity. You can start those all three activities on the very first day. For D activity, there is a condition of A and B. So first A and B will complete, then after you can start D. For activity E, B and C are the predecessor. That means first B and C both will complete, then after you can start the E activity. Then for F, there should be a D and E. D and E will complete only after F will start. These are the conditions you have. According to these conditions, you have to analyze. Here are some terms. A will consider as a activity, D as a duration, ES means early start, EF means early finish, LS means late start, LF means late finish, and TF means total float. Okay, now what we have here we will consider. This is the condition we have here. So, according to this, we have a activity having a duration of 5 days. Now, we start A, B, and C activity on the very first day. So, this first day becomes early start of these three activities, because you cannot start before first. This is our first day. So, this is early start. And we are having the duration of all these activities: 5 days, 4 days, and 6 days. Now, for CPM method, we have two different prospect. First one is called forward pass, second one is called backward pass. For forward pass, if you have the early start value and duration value, so you can calculate the early finish for the activity. Calculate early finish is equal to early start plus duration minus 1. That means 1 plus 5 becomes 6, minus 1 becomes 5. 1 plus 4, 5, minus 1 becomes 4. 1 plus 6, 7, minus 1, 6. Currently, maybe you think that whatever the duration is, that will come here. But This is only because early start value is 1 and you are subtracting 1. But after this will not happen. So you have to follow the formula only.
Okay, let me note down that
Sure.
forward process. Oh, TF, what is TF?
Total float.
Okay, total float. Okay.
Okay. So according to this forward pass, we calculated the early finish for these three activity 5, 4 and 6. Now for D activity, you have predecessor A and B. So A and B both are linked to D. A will finish on 5th day, B will finish on 4th day. That means both will finish till 5th day. So you can start the D activity on 6th day because you have to complete the both activities and both will complete till 5th day. So you can start with 6th day. Similarly, B and C both are the predecessor for E. B will finish on 4th day, C will finish on 6th day. So till 6th both will complete. So you can start E activity on 7th day. Now we have the early start for D and E. We have the durations for D and E. You according to the formula calculate the early finish. 6 plus 2 8 minus 1 7. 7 plus 3 10 minus 1 9. So we have the early finish for D and E. Now we have our predecessor D and E to start the F activity. So this will finish on 7th day, this will finish on 9th day. So both will finish till 9th. So you can start F activity on the 10th day. Now according to forward pass, early start plus duration 10 plus 7 becomes 17 minus 1 becomes 16. So this 16 day becomes early finish for last activity. That means this is the duration of project. Till here any problem?
Yeah, ठीक है.
This is called forward pass.
Uh,
Now
One minute.
I will provide you the Excel.
Oh, that is no. So I have to. That is okay, but
Okay.
for getting that particular screen, I have to. It will be easier for me to just see the snap and understand.
Okay.
Record. Okay.
Okay. Now we have time and budget are the primary constraints for our project.
Hmm.
So currently we are discussing only about the time first. So let's consider if you don't want to delay your project. That means within 16 days you have to finish. That means you can consider this 16 as a late finish for your project.
Yes, yes.
So we will take this 16 as a late finish for this activity, because if this activity will finish, that means our project will finish, because this is our last activity. So we consider this one as a late finish, and we have the duration. So with the both of these, you can go with backward pass and you can calculate the late start for the activity. Late start is equal to late finish minus duration plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
So according to this, our late finish is 16, our duration is 7. So 16 minus 7 becomes 9, plus 1 becomes 10. So this is our late start. If this is our late start, and this you can start when you finish D and E, that means before this day, 10th day, becomes 9th day. So till 9th you have to finish the D and E both. So late finish becomes 9th day for D and E. So 9 minus 2 becomes 7, plus 1 becomes 8. A late start for D. 9 minus 3 6 plus 1 7, late start for E. Now D will start after A and B. So according to 8, this will become 7 and this will becomes also 7.
Yes, sir.
But B is also predecessor of E. B will be shared to D and E both. So according to this late start, this should be finished till 6th day. So you have to consider the 6 as a late finish for this activity, not as a 7. Because if B will finish on 7, this will start on 8th. But the late start for this activity is already 7. That means you have to finish this till 6th date. Now according to this, this will become 6. Now 7 minus 5 2 plus 1 3. 6 minus 4 2 plus 1 3. 6 minus 6 0 plus 1 1. Now you can calculate the total float with the help of late finish minus early finish, or late start minus early start, whatever. Like this minus this becomes 2, or 8 minus 6 becomes 2. So whatever you can subtract, either late finish minus early finish or late start minus early start. So from here check, 16 minus 16 becomes 0. 9 minus 7 becomes 2. See, 9 minus 9 becomes 0. 7 minus 5 becomes 2. 6 minus 4 becomes 2. 6 minus 6 becomes 0. If the total float is 0, then that activity is called critical activity. So activity C, activity F, and activity these three activities C, E and F are critical activities, and the path C to F, F to C to E and E to F, this path is our critical path, and the method which we used to calculate is called critical path method.
So
This is the
in this picture, late finish is 16 days.
exactly.
But what is the yearly finish date?
Early finish also 16.
16, eh?
Yes.
Okay.
For F activity, both we take as the same
Okay.
to
But-
calculate the late start of other activities.
So when there is a real project, when there are hundreds of thousands of activity, so how to find out what is the early finish date, late finish date?
Actually, software will calculate
Calculate.
automatically.
Whatever is calculate.
Only we are understanding the concept how software will calculate.
Logic only is clear.
Exactly. This is only the logic, like how software will calculate in the background. So you will get an idea now.
That's all.
This is the what the software will.
What is
calculate.
the real project? It is not required because we don't need
Software
to
will automatically tell you about
give you
these.
the
Software will automatically tell you.
okay.
I told you in this one because now we will consider this one on the Primavera, and we will go through all these conditions. We will mention on the software and check how software will calculate, how software will give you these data. We will learn those things also. That's why I first explained you the basic concepts behind this. Now go to the Primavera. Let's say skip this one here. We will later on discuss with this one also, but skip this one because right now we required to understand the relationships, lag and lead, CPM methods. All these first we need. Then after it is possible to schedule any project. I will close it first, and let's say again I will start a new project. Control N, and we will start under oil and gas. Add it. Next, let's say product name is refinery. Next, plant start will be from 7th of November morning 8. Next, director standard rate finish. Now in refinery open the project. Right now we don't have any work package. Suppose we will directly add the activities because we have only 6 activities. So right now first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth we have added. Now what we discussed, and you also share the same thing. Suppose we have started a project, we define the WBS and activities. Then after that we realize, oh, our calendar is wrong. So how we can change that one, and that will create what it will, we can say, do the changes in our already scheduled whatever we have. So if you see any, for any activity you can select, there is a calendar corporate standard full time. If we go to the project, select our project, we go to the defaults tab, we can check this is the corporate standard full time. Now we don't require this calendar, so we can go to the enterprise, go to the calendar, we can add, create a calendar, add, and we can say refinery ref, go to the modify work week. Let's say we are working all 7 days. Then go to the detailed, go to the work week, Monday to Sunday, select all those, non-work from morning 8 to evening 7, work in between 1 to 2, this is our work, sorry, non-work, 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 5 and 5 10. Then go to the time period, 10 hours, 70 hours, 300 hours, and 3650, complete here. Give it OK, give it OK. Now we have created a calendar ref. Now we want to use that calendar. Now go to here, select this one, and we can change the calendar. Now you have changed the calendar of this project. Do a refresh, F5, then go to the activity. Right now all the activities having the same calendar as previous one, but you have changed the project calendar. So you have to change one by one now, according to the
activity wise we have
activity wise, all the activities. Right now you have only 6 activities, so you can do. But suppose you have hundreds of activities, that will take like 1 or 2 days to change the calendar. So what you can do, try to understand the thing. Right now we have some columns here, activity ID, activity name, duration, and all. What we do, we first add a column here of calendar. So how you can modify the columns? You can go to any column, right click over there. When you right click, there you will find option of columns. Click on these columns. Now here, these columns you already have. Now you can go to available, group and sort, and complete list. These are in alphabetical order, so just go with C. There is a calendar, select the last one, add it from left to right. Now give it OK. It will show you the calendar here. Okay. Now change first activity calendar. What we require? REF. You change this one. Now select all activities, right click over there. There is option fill down.
Fill out.
Click. You can change all at a time. Now do a refresh. This will become all REF.
Very
This will save your time.
yes, yes.
Okay. So
Just
this
like Excel. Excel.
just like Excel. This is a trick you can use in Primavera.
No, it is required.
Okay, so now you can check this will change from 5 days to 4 days. These all the activities having the duration 5 days before the changing this calendar. Now this becomes 4. That means there is a number of hours gap in between all those. 8 5s are 40. We are having a corporate standard full time. Corporate standard means 5 days a week working and 8 hours a day. So 8 into 5 becomes 40 hours. Now we are working 10 hours a day. So 4 days becomes 40 hours. That's why it will change to 4 days. Hours should be equal.
It's an hourly calculation.
Before this is 5 days, but 5 into 8 total hours are 40. Currently this becomes 4 days, but hours are same as 40. 10 into 4 becomes 40. That's why there is a change. If there is change in hours, everything is calculated on hours
Hours
basis.
basis.
Now understand what is the reason if you change any calendar and all. Okay, now we will rename these activities as A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever we consider in that one. A, B, C, D, E, and F. Now we require the duration. What durations we have? 5, 4, 6, 2, 3, 7. 5, 4, 6, 2, 3, and 7. These are the durations we have. Now we have a conditions. What are the conditions? Relationships. We have in here that A, B, and C doesn't have any predecessor. But for D activity, you have two predecessors A and B. For E activity, you have two predecessors B and C. For F activity, you have two predecessors D and E. You have to add these one as a predecessors. So how you can add the predecessors? Go to Primavera. First select activity. Then go to the below tab. There will be a tab named as predecessor. When you select this predecessors, maybe sometime it will happen that you will not see this one. Assign button will not show.
Okay.
What when it will create, like if there is a minimum like this, you cannot see this assign button. So what you have to do, you have to come back over here, just try to bring it and change this assign button. Click this assign button. This will becomes assign predecessor window. Okay, now here we have activities. Here we have a window named as assign predecessors. Select the activity from here and select the predecessor for that activity from this window. For A, B, and C, we don't have any predecessor, so left those three as it is. Select the D activity. For D, you have two predecessors, A and B. So let's start A, select B, and assign. Those will add here. Okay. Again, select E activity, select B and C, assign it. Select F activity, select D and E, and assign it. Now we have assigned all the predecessor. Close this window. How you will learn? You can check the Gantt chart. There will be relationship lines. Like these lines. These are called relationship lines will create after defining the relationship. But all the activities still have the same starting date and time. After defining the relationships, you have to schedule your project. To schedule your project, either you can press F9 or you have a option like clock here. Schedule. The shortcut is F9. You can click, check your project date and time, and click on schedule. This will schedule your project according to the relationship between activities,
Yes, yes.
and it will give you the duration like you can check here.
Acha, while scheduling on that window, please open.
You can check this one, 16 days duration.
Uh,
This is the same calculation we have here, 16 days.
yeah.
Okay, now
But
you are
I'm
telling
saying,
me about this.
So what are the things to be considered while we scheduling? Because what
You
are-
have to first, because we are done only the initial planning part,
Hmm.
so you have to check like while you create your project, so you have mentioned there a date and time.
Yeah.
That date and time should be the same here.
Okay.
Then after you can schedule.
No, it is the project start date that is showing or the data date is showing.
The project start date and time, whatever you mentioned at that time.
Okay. So
That comes when we update our project, na.
update our
Then after we will change this date according to the data
Data.
date when we collect the data from the site and we input. Then
Okay.
after we will change this one.
Okay,
But
I
right now we are in initial planning only.
Okay,
So we
okay.
will consider the project start date and time to schedule our project. Got my point?
Mhm.
Okay. Now you can check in the Gantt chart, activities color will change. 3 activities becomes red in color because these are our critical activities, and the relationship lines between critical activities also becomes red line. This is our critical path, C to E, E to F. Total float is also calculated, 2 days, 2 days, 0, 2 days, 0, 0. You can check the critical activities as 0 float. These all are the calculations we created manually, and software will calculate just with a click. Okay, now we can go back here, right click on it, give it, go to the columns, go to the tables, go to list again, and let's say you can go here and you can add as a late start, and you can add as a late finish also. Apply. Okay, now you can consider this is finishing is 11th November, but late finish is 13th November. That means you have 2 days slot.
Mm.
So like this you can add. So you have the idea how you can delay.
Okay, by that date we can know
You can add like
how much we can add.
this is starting date. Early start is 7th, but you can have a gap till 9th November.
2 days.
2 days slot in starting also, in finishing also. Okay.
but that comes because of the relationship we have assigned.
Exactly. That depends only about the relationship. Only
Relationship.
on the relationships. What type of relationships we have.
So, if we want to manipulate the date, let us say, so we have to break the relationship, then only the date can be adjusted.
Not the relationship. We can use the lag and lead conditions.
Okay.
We will coming on those topics also. Let's say first understand again the some situation here. Let's say just taken real time conditions at the site. On the very first day of project, might be there some labor is missing because on the very first day we had a problem on site. Either all the labor will not reach, like we are in traveling, we will reach at till night, we will start from tomorrow. So and we have three number of activities to start on first day. General thinking, what comes in our mind, that two labors are missing, so we can start only the two activities today, not all three. So what we can do, just start a first one, start second one, just hold third one. These are our general thinkings. Let's say we hold C activity, we will start this on second day. If you will start on second day, this will end on seventh day. If this will end on seventh day, this will become start on 8th, end on 10th. If it will end on 10th, it will start on 11th and it will finish on 17th. That means you delayed C activity one day. That means you delayed your complete project one day. Because C activity is our critical activity. This is not having any float. So you don't have to delay this activity because it is not having any type of float.
So
That is why we have to differentiate between critical and non-critical.
non-critical. So why we want to do critical activity analysis, like a critical path method?
To analyze,
CPM,
to differentiate between these activities.
to find out
Critical
which
one.
cannot be delayed.
Exactly.
That is simple meaning.
You can write the definition like total float.
Ah.
You can write it. I will speak. Total float.
Theoretically, you are very good. I really appreciate you have very good knowledge. And have you worked in company also? Like no.
Frankly speaking, never.
Uh,
I work some projects with as a freelance with companies,
Freelance.
with working professionals, but not in industry directly. I will take the inputs from experienced guys. I will take the
No,
inputs
that
from.
through the interaction we can build a lot of knowledge.
Exactly. That is what we have only. I have only.
How do you
With
feel about
interactions.
me? Do I have some knowledge on?
That's why I keep on discussing with you on each and every topic.
I
So we
know-
will both share our knowledge.
I know the execution challenges. I know I have, so but I don't have solution. You know.
Exactly. That's why we will discuss and we came to a point so that we both will satisfy according to the execution, according to the software also.
Correct.
That is the main reason. That's why I keep on every topic I will discuss theoretically also and on software also, so that you can easy to relate. Then after you will consider now that in this software we can take this tool for this work. But if I just directly go to the tool and explain you, you will not
No,
get
that will
up
not
to
be.
that mark.
Correct.
That's why I keep on telling
logic
you
we should-
some stories and all like this we can use. So the thing is, we can differentiate critical and non-critical on the behalf of total float. So total float means the number of days an activity can be delayed without affecting the overall project duration.
Okay.
Like this one. Here we don't have any float. If we delayed C, that means we delayed our project. Now, consider second case. Suppose we hold first one. We started B and C on first day. Due to labor shortage, we hold A activity and we will start this one on second. Now, if we start on this second, this will become sixth. This will become 7, this will become 8, and you can start this one on 10th. So this will finish on 16. No issue. You have delayed A activity, but that will not delay your project because you have a margin there of 2 days. You have a plot there. So if you delayed it 2 days also, just start with third day. So this will finish on 7th. This will becomes 8. This will becomes 9, and you can start this one on 10th. No problem. Till 2 days. But if one more day you delayed, that means you delayed your project. So this plot means the number of days an activity can be delayed without affecting our overall project duration.
Correct, correct.
That is the meaning.
Yes, yes.
So I don't rely on the bookish language. I have to undergo with the concept and made your own definitions.
Yes, yes. That is
It's easy to understand, and you never forget these terms.
No. This is what we need.
Exactly.
So, what is simply means scheduling? Simply scheduling means what?
Scheduling means to calculate the duration of our project.
Okay,
That is our scheduling.
That it is not like that for the execution time. Certain type of activity we have selected based on the period, like 2 weeks, 1 week, or 1 day, whatever, and pick up those activity and executing those activities. That is not scheduling.
No. That is the execution part you are doing. That is not scheduling.
So actually there are planners, there are schedulers. So in your understanding, how you differentiate?
In planning, we have two parts. First one is scheduling, second one is budgeting. These both comes under planning.
No, but budgeting is, we are not focusing budgeting now. Now we are doing activity planning and scheduling. How you can differentiate by your own definition, like what is
Not
planning?
activity planning. Scheduling is only the thing is how we can calculate the duration of for any project.
Okay, that is a
That is plain and simple definition.
okay. Because in the interview also they ask.
Exactly. That's why I told you the float value, no? Because 99.9% in every interview for project management, they will question you about float.
Yes.
Because this is the most important part of your scheduling. We have some other conditions to discuss here regarding float also.
Okay.
Now, we understand the total float. Now, check another condition. Suppose you start A and C, but we delay B activity. If you start B on second day, this will finish on fifth day. If this will finish on fifth day, you can start this one on sixth. You can start this one on seventh. There will be no problem. That means if you delay B activity, this will not affect the project duration, also not affect its immediate successors. This type of float is known as free float.
Free flow.
So write it down, free float. The number of days an activity can be delayed without affecting its immediate successor. So free float just immediate successor पर भी कोई effect नहीं डालता.
Maybe we can find out by adding the column and selection. System will give us that free float.
Free float I have to check is in software.
Uh,
It is given or not. Yes, free float is there. Total, add one, apply. Okay.
okay, one समय आया.
1 day is there, 2 days is there.
Okay.
Okay, and you can check in A activity there is no any free float, but the total float is there because it will affect the second activity, its immediate successor. That's why there is no any free float. Okay, so if there is a free float, like in D activity, there is a float of 2 days, free float also. So that means if you delete this activity, this will not affect on anyone, any other activity. This is neutral for 2 days.
Okay, now another question. We have for this D activity 2 days of free float.
Yes.
That means 2 days we can easily make it idle or whatever we can do.
You can either hold, you
Okay.
can either delay it, whatever you can say.
Okay.
That will not affect any of the activity.
Okay. But there are other activity, there is no free float,
Yes.
which is zero float, let us say. So how we can, while rescheduling, can we manipulate with the free float and zero float so that overall duration cannot be
Exactly.
changed?
Exactly. Like in D activity, you find there is a 2 day float. While you work on D, there is a E activity also. If we have a resource which will work on both D and E activity,
Okay.
that means for this day, this Sunday, that is a shared with D and E because both will work on here. So what you can do, you can play with this D activity.
Okay.
You can either start this one later on, or but you have only 2 days margin. This is you have to consider in mind. So these are the things you can play with
But how we
for the resources.
how we will do, because this is already critical.
Yes.
Here we have let us say 1 day. It is to start this one.
Yes.
So in order to manage this critical as a non-critical, how to do the manipulation with the activity D?
Now, this D is depend on A and B.
A and B.
So right now what we have, if we have a problem with the resources for D and E, that means D, you can check the D finish date is 14th and E starting is 13th. That means 13th and 12 and 13. This is start on finish on 13th and this will start on 13th. Like 1 day problem we have. So thing is you have to finish D on 12th. If you have to finish D on 12th, that means whatever the date currently is, you have to finish this activity 1 day before. If you start this 1 day before, that means you can finish it also 1 day before. Now check the relationship. To start the D, what are the predecessors we have? To start D, we have A and B as a predecessor. For B, there will be no problem for 1 day early. A will be a problem because A is having 5 days and B is having 4 days. So that means with the A activity, there is a condition of lag. We will come back over here and we will mention, because we don't want to delay, we want to start early. Early means lead. Here no any column of lead.
Lag means it's a delay.
Lag means delay karna. And lead means early start. Time से पहले आप start करना चाहते हैं. So current condition is this, हमें D activity को एक दिन पहले start करना है. So मैंने यहाँ पर A activity के साथ जो lag है वहाँ मैंने -1 लिखा. -1 means lead, just reverse of lag because we use negative sign. Now we reschedule it again. This one again reschedule it. Now it will become. You can check the Gantt chart.
Okay.
As I told you, we have to play with the lag and lead.
Mm.
रोहित भाई
Got it?
Uh,
Now, let's say I will take an example like A and B.
so lag means -1, -2, whatever odd.
If you taken as a negative sign, that will become lead, and if you mention here only one as a one day, that means you delayed this one. If you schedule it, you can check. You delayed this
तो
activity.
gap आ गया ना.
You delayed now.
हाँ.
Okay. Without any sign that is lead, but if you mention with negative, that will become lead, because you don't have any column for lead, so you can use only the lag column for either for lag or for lead. Got it? Okay, now let's take another example. Let's say we have two activities, A and B. We can do go to the predecessor. For activity B, we have a predecessor as A, assigned it and schedule it. This is A to B, like first A will finish, then B will start. Suppose you have a condition like you want to start B on the last day of A activity. That means you want to start B activity just one day before. So early, that means you have to specify lag as -1
Yes, yes.
and you can schedule it. This will become one day early. Now check the relation here, Fs. We have relation here as Fs. Now go to here, 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is A, and this is having B, 4 days duration. One, two, three, 4. This is B. Finish to start means first A will finish, then B will start. Now this is Fs. Okay. Now again, let's say A is this, and what we conditioned B is this one. This means Fs minus 1 day. Okay. Now, have we defined this condition with any other type? We can define. Suppose this is our A activity and this is our B activity. This means start to start, because both will start on the same day. Now we have to delay this B activity first, second, third and fourth. So this will become this one. So this means SS plus 4 days. So you have various options to manipulate the activities, relationships, either with the relationships along with lag and lead, because either you can use fs minus 1 day or you can use ss plus 4 day. Both result will come same.
But tomorrow, how we will track it? Like after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we may forget it because new cases will come. Who will remember this one? So how to identify which we had manipulated so that we are in current stage at this position? उसका report
Please,
बनता है इसका?
please repeat the question. I don't understand.
Like this is a continuous manipulation in the throughout the project while rescheduling and those things. So like somewhere we make it early, somewhere we
Actually,
make it late.
actually that is the updation of project which you are tackling.
Updation of the project.
That is the updation when we update our project, because that you discussed, that belongs to the whatever we done at site. Either that is you can say ahead of schedule or according to schedule, or you are behind your schedule. According to that you have to update your project. That is the updation of project. Here we done the initial planning according to what we will start our execution. So before starting the execution, here we are planning how we can start.
No, that is fine.
This will not change. We will change the updation of this project.
No, even if in the planning, if we set like that for yearly start, early finish also, while doing this -1, -2 or +1, +2, whatever the cases, can we track it that which are the activity, this kind of yearly start, early finish we have given, like any report or
Yes, we can.
report can be
We can export.
dashboard.
We can export in the PDF or either in the Excel.
Excel.
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
that is what.
We can. That is what we have. Everything is there. We can export.
Okay.
We can take the printout and go at site. According to that we can start or we can guide accordingly. Okay. So this is all about the CPM methods. How we can use the relationships along with lag and lead. How it will affect our activities starting and finishing dates. This is what we have under CPM. According to CPM, now you can define the predecessors for any activity in Primavera. You can define the lag and lead. You can define the relation. How you can define the relation here? Now we change this one lag as a 0, reset it and reschedule it. This means finish to start, because after finishing the A, B will start. Now if we change this relation from FS to SS and reschedule it again, this will become SS. Now we mention here lag as a 4 days. Now we reschedule it, this will become 4 days late before starting. This is what we discussed on Excel. So you can play with the relationships, you can play with the lag and lead, and you can define all the relationships between activities.